Hey there, Ryan from 910. I wanted to do a quick video to put the spotlight on one of our favorite clients, Nitehawk Year-Round Adventure Park. So just last night we were at the Grand Prairie Chamber of Commerce Awards of Distinction, and I had a great conversation with Jonathan Clarkson, the GM out at Nitehawk. And it sort of struck me that one of the awards that doesn't exist at the Chamber of Commerce is something to the effect of maybe most resilient organization. So I wanted to sort of just flag that as a possible idea for a new award category. And regardless of the category, I think Nitehawk is one of the organizations that through COVID has been dealt an especially difficult time, not only because of all the normal COVID restrictions that everyone was dealing with, but the major landslide that happened out at the Hill as well. So I wanted to take this opportunity to put the spotlight on Nitehawk and actually talk a little bit about the rebranding as well, because the rebranding that we did a couple of years ago really tells the story of, I think, what's going to be most important as Nitehawk recovers, and it's going to rely on our community. So let's jump into this. Just a while ago, Emma, one of our designers, did a case study for the Nitehawk rebrand that we did a few years ago. The new logo was actually designed by one of our designers, Alana, who since has moved out east. She's no longer with us. And Emma has created a wonderful blog that kind of talks about the story of how the logo came to be. So I just wanted to sort of hover here for a moment and just ask you to take a look at this logo and see if you see anything. Is there any hidden meaning? Is there anything in terms of the shapes or the colors that signifies something that maybe tells a story about Nitehawk? And then I guess contrast that from their starting point. So when, as I grew up skiing at Nitehawk, skiing was a big part of my life for a long time. This was the logo that I sort of grew up with. This is the logo that I learned to love. And when Nitehawk first opened the discussion with us, one of the things was it was time for a logo refresh, but there were some legacy elements that we wanted to fix. And also we wanted to put them in a position where they had the proper logo files. You can even see on the screen here, this is a pixelated logo. They didn't have the logo in all of the file format. So that was just sort of, a normal best practice that we were going to adjust. But we really wanted to create a new logo, a new face that was also sort of timing-wise going to be sort of a rebirth for 910 and a strong signal to the community of their mission, their vision, their values, and sort of where they're going. So let's talk about the logo. And again, I just want to bring you back up here and see if there's, challenge you. Is there anything that you see here in the logo in terms of hidden meaning or maybe explicit meaning, shapes, etc.? And then I'll talk to you about how one of the things we do for companies when we're doing a new logo and a brand is create these elements that tell a story. So the first one is, I'll draw your attention to the valley, the hills, this number one here. And of course, anyone who's been to Nitehawk would recognize that it's not a typical mountain where the parking lot is at the top. Of course, that's not normal. Normally the parking lot's at the bottom and you go up the hill. But of course, we're a river valley. So the two left and right shapes of this really represent the river valley. But you can also see that we have the colors blue and green, which really represent the fact that this is a year-round adventure park. In fact, the name Year-Round Adventure Park as a tagline was something new that Nitehawk adopted as it was going through this new logo process as well. So in this first sort of shape, we have the significance or the visual sort of metaphor of the river valley, as well as both the winter and the summer activities, the camping and the mountain bike park in the summer, the water ramp as well, and then the winter, of course, the traditional ski hill and many other activities that happen in the winter as well. Then if we go to the next one, of course, there's obviously the shape of the wings. So this was one of the legacy elements that we knew was important to sort of carry through to the new logo. So quite often when we're doing a rebrand or a new logo for an organization, there's something within the original logo that we want to keep hold of because it tells a story, it has significance, it's maybe meaningful to the founders, or it's recognizable by the community or whatever it might be. So we call these legacy elements. Sometimes it's a font or a color or a shape or some sort of hidden meaning, and if there's a way to bring that forward, we try to do that. So of course here the shape of the bird wings of a hawk were important. So we were able to capture that in the logo. And then then sometimes there's quite often the case where we try to be a little bit more abstract, and we try to hide significance in there. So you can see that the shape, the intersecting lines create a triangle in A-frame. And if you've been out to Nitehawk, you would recognize the classic A-frame ski chalet, and that is just sort of a little bit of a throwback to the history of Nitehawk. And so we have that sort of hidden in the shape as well. And then the last one, this is the one that's the most abstract, but maybe the one that's the most important. When we worked with Nitehawk at the time, it was really important that they were repositioning themselves in the community as a not-for-profit that is a community-owned asset. This idea that Nitehawk can only thrive and survive in this community if it's supported by the public and by the municipalities. And so at that time when they were going through the logo, they were also in conversations with the municipalities for core funding, of which they were able to secure. And so when we look at these intersecting lines, again, abstractly, it really means these intersecting sort of relationships within the community, the fact that it is the community that will support and ultimately be the thing that helps Nitehawk thrive and survive. And so that's a good maybe segue to bring us forward to where Nitehawk is today. So again, at the Chamber Awards, I was speaking to Jonathan. He was just giving me a bit of an update on all of the challenges ahead for Nitehawk as it recovers from the landslide. And again, buried within all of that, there's these opportunities, and it's really this opportunity for the community to come back to support Nitehawk as it recovers. So. Wonderful organization, has a special place in my heart since skiing was such a big part of my life for so long. It was really an honor to be able to work with Nitehawk and to rebrand them. And so, I think from here we're going to continue to tell some other stories of other organizations that have gone through rebrandings. Those are maybe some of our most enjoyable projects. Of course, creating a brand from scratch is wonderful as well. But when we're rebranding an organization, this is quite a bit more of a challenge, and it's really great work. So, anyways, I hopefully that was fun for you to take a look at. If you haven't thought about the hidden meaning in the Nitehawk logo before, that's where it is. Again, the valley, the hills, summer, winter, the hawk, the chalet, and the intersecting lines, which really represents collaboration and support from our community. Nitehawk is, at the end, a community-owned asset, and we should all be supporting it as well. Thanks.